In this video, I'll be sharing with you everything I know about ClickUp action items, how I use them inside my ClickUp setups, and how you can use them inside yours. So let's dive into that. ClickUp action items essentially help us break down a bigger chunk of work into smaller pieces and make sure that we complete everything that is necessary in order for us to deliver that bigger piece of work. Somewhere on this channel, we also reviewed recently ClickUp subtask, and this is a different way for us to keep track of all the little things that need to happen in order for us to deliver that big piece of work. Action items are just a simpler version of subtasks. This is the way I like to think about them, and let me show you how that looks in ClickUp. If we were to go to one of our lists over here, in this example, I'm reviewing the hiring and onboarding folder where I'm keeping track of two main deliverables that I'm working with throughout this project. And if you haven't watched the video on the ClickUp hierarchy, this is where I explain in more detail that ClickUp tasks can not only be used for and are not only used for keeping the actual tasks and actual action items that we complete, but can be used for anything else that we want. They can be used to track any other item or any other entity or any other deliverable that we have throughout our processes. And this is the beauty of ClickUp. And this is why in this example, for hiring and onboarding, we're not necessarily keeping track of all the little things that we need to do. For example, post a job or create a draft or do that, do this, but we're keeping track of the actual deliverables. And in this example, the job opening, every single task in this list is going to represent a separate job opening, is going to represent a separate job post for us. For example, HR generalist. We're also hiring for a sales development representative. We're also hiring for operations manager. And every single application task inside the application list over here is going to represent a different applicant who is applying to that job post that we posted. For example, Emily, we received her application here. We also received the Michael's application over here. So again, in this tool list, we're not tracking the actual tasks. We're tracking the deliverables or the items that we want to keep track of or want to manage throughout the hiring and onboarding process. The action items come very handy when you want to describe and basically, again, give more tips on how do you complete each stage and how do you deliver actually this deliverable to your customers or to the stakeholders. In this example, if I navigate and you open the task, in order to create an action item, you need just to go to the action item section. It's next to the subtask and details under the description section. And you have over here a checklist. If you have no checklist yet created, you can click on the plus button and create a checklist from scratch. This way, it's going to just have a checklist like this. You can name the checklist and then create all the checklist items over here. In my example, I already created a couple of checklists here, and I want to show you how I came up with them and what is the purpose of those checklists. As my HR generalist, this is the job opening that's going to go through a bunch of stages throughout my hiring and onboarding process. Now, many teams have experience with hiring people, and when you're hiring someone, right, the first thing you need to do, you need to understand whom you're hiring. You need to draft that job opening. You need to explain what are the expectations from that person. You need to understand what is the salary that you're expecting to pay for that position. And then after that, you want to await approval. So you want to submit it to someone, to maybe your supervisor or maybe a manager inside your company who is making the final decision that that job post looks good and it can go online. In this case, it's go ready to post, and one of the last stages is going to be posted, is when actually applicants can apply to that job post. And after that, the position is either filled or we're canceling that job opening. Now, as we go through each of the stages, as you can see, we're not tracking any action items or any tasks anywhere inside this task, right? We're not using subtasks because subtasks are not the best way to use when you're tracking custom deliverables. So you're tracking a different task type other than the actual task inside your ClickUp. But what we're doing is throughout each of the stages, we're explaining how to complete and how to move this task forward with the checklist. So over here down below, I have a checklist that is specific for drafting a job post. It's not a subtask. It doesn't overcomplicate things for us, but it is a very simple checklist that just simply tells me what do I need to do to draft a job proposal. So when I'm in the draft status over here, I can easily go through this check marks, right? I can resolve all of this action items or checklist items over here and know that I successfully completed and I successfully drafted my job offering. The second job post, for example, is for creating a job post on Indeed. So I know some people maybe are not familiar with how to do this. So when the task goes into ready to post and I need someone else to do this task for me, I can explain this easily inside my checklist over here. And by the way, inside the checklist, you can even create the sub checklist items inside your checklist items inside ClickUp. So over here, fill in required details is gonna exactly explain what are those required details. This is the job title, location, salary range, and a couple other things over here. Now, with action items, there are some limitations, obviously, because they're a simpler version of subtasks. You cannot assign a due date. You can only assign it to a person, but you cannot specify by when this task has to be completed. So what I suggest you do is when you're using action items, instead of, and you cannot keep track of due dates over here, we're going to be keeping track of due dates inside the due date field for the task. So when you're assigning someone to the task, you're giving it a due date, and then you're having a checklist down below, which basically explains every step that they need to complete by this date that you specified in the due date over here. Now, this is just like a workaround of how you can specify the due date and how you can communicate by when the work has to be done without struggling without this due date feature for this checklist items here. It is important to mention that when using action items and when using checklist inside ClickUp, and by the way, action items and checklist is the same way ClickUp terminology works, right? So it basically describes the same functionality. When using this, you can first of all keep in mind that you can create multiple checklists, as I showed you previously. So each of this checklist can either represent and describe a different stage where that your deliverable is going through, or it can be just a different checklist for different people, for example. As you're creating this checklist, sometimes you might need to recreate them over and over again. And for this purpose, we have our template for checklist. You can click on the three dots next to the name of the checklist and click on Save as Template. Now, this way you can name the template and save it inside your template library. And whenever you're recreating your checklist over and over again, just click on the plus button, checklist from template, and select the checklist that you saved previously as a template. Now, this can save you a lot of time when you see that you're just recreating those action items from scratch over and over again. And again, just can help you save some time with this manual tasks. There's also another kind of pro tip here is when you're trying to apply this checklist inside the automation, you don't have a direct kind of action inside the automation where you apply the checklist template. In this way, you can also save checklist templates as part of your task templates. And if you want to do that, you just need to create a task, create your checklist inside your task, click on the three dots for that specific task, templates, save as template, and then over here, instead of importing everything, you can just customize your import items and only import your checklist item over here. Now, this way, when you're applying your task template to a different task, the only thing that it does is it adds a new checklist to your task. So this way, it can be kind of a cool way for you, an easier way for you to manage those checklist templates and also to apply them to your task inside your workspace, whether you're using ClickUp automations or maybe you're doing that just manually for every single task that you want to create a checklist for. With reviewing all these details about ClickUp checklist items, I hope it gave you a better understanding of how you can use this feature for your specific ClickUp setup. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one very, very soon.